What's up, YouTube? It's your boy back with another one. Guys, in this video, we are going to look at the reasons why Africans do not stand together and why Africans are always divided and why Africans allow outsiders to come in and disrupt what we are trying to build. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. You know we family, right? Holla! People, let us talk about Africa for a moment, right? Let us talk about Africa. What is wrong with Africa? Why do African countries, governments, African people, why do we not have a unity system like the Europeans? I mean, look at what America and its EU partners have done in the Middle East, right? They have backed, supported, aided, and abetted the European counterpart in the Middle East, the only European country in the Middle East. Right or wrong, they stand with them. Why can't African countries be the same? Why can't African people? Why can't we be the same? Why? I mean, the Sahel region, Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali, they were going through turmoil with the French, right? They wanted the French out, the French wouldn't leave, yada, yada, yada. Everyone knows the story, so we're not going to get into that. But what happened? ECOWAS, the West, what is it? ECOWAS, the economical, something of West African countries or something like that, right? There's Nigeria and Ghana and wherever else, Cameroon, Senegal. They want to go and beat up the Sahel countries instead of standing with them to remove the colonizers. But no, they want to attack the African brothers. Why? I mean, guys, look at Congo. Sudan. Congo and Sudan have been going through the most for a long time. Where are the African brothers and sisters? Where? Where are they? Where are they? I mean, guys, Rwanda and Uganda are also part and parcel of hammering Congo. African brother to African brother. Who is aiding them? The West. Everybody knows that. So, Africa, what is our purpose if we're not there to defend each other? We see Sudan going through the most, we leave it. We see Congo going through the most, we leave it. We see Muammar Gaddafi going through the most, we leave him to get killed. We do nothing. In fact, listen to this. This is what I came across this video. They said, and it was Yoweri Museveni who was talking, and he said this. Jacob Zuma, the then president of South Africa, was on his way to go and negotiate a deal with Gaddafi so that they couldn't kill him. But the Western leaders told Jacob Zuma to make a U-turn and go back to South Africa and stay out of it. And guess what he did? He did exactly what his masters told him. He went back instead of standing up and fighting for his African brother. Now, people, this is not the first time, right? It's not the first time. When two opposition parties or organizations are fighting in an African country, you go and you mediate as an African brother among brothers, right? You go and you negotiate. You go and sit down. You try and hash out a deal. You try and hash out something. You don't let brothers kill brothers. Because like they say, when two elephants fight, it's the ground, it's the grass that suffers. Right now, we have a progressive leader in Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore. Yes, he's not a democratically elected president. He's a military ruler. We get that. We know that. But you can see in this short space of time that he is trying to transform the country in the best way he knows how from a military standpoint. Is he getting support? No. I mean, the West, the ECOWAS, right? They're supposed to be standing with it. No, they're not. So guys, what is the root cause of the hatred between African people, African countries, and African governments? We all accuse South Africa of being xenophobic, right? South Africa is xenophobic. South Africa is xenophobic. Everyone chants that from east, west, north, south. South Africa is xenophobic. And I'm guilty of it too. Whenever I see xenophobic, I also claim and I call it out. That's xenophobia, that's xenophobia, that's xenophobia, right? What difference is it that when you see your own African brother suffering, you let him suffer? What difference is it from being xenophobic? What's the difference? What is the difference? You see what I mean? Guys, as Africans, we are always labeled as barbaric, as backward, as this and that. And truly, it looks like it's true. I mean, we're actually playing into the hands of people that claim that we are barbaric and we travel and we're backward. Because we cannot stand together. Is it because we come from poverty? Is it because we lack opportunities? Is it because we're so scared of the white people that we have to appease them? Really? What could be the root cause? What could be the root cause of this? What could be the root cause? Guys, let me know what you think about this topic, right? So don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You know we're family, right? Next we get into the pros of disunity in Africa. I don't know what pros there are in disunity, but hey, we've got to dig up something, right? Hala. So, the pros of not helping each other as Africans. Number one, we don't have to be burdened by other people's burdens. Number two, we don't have to be roped into any problems that we don't need on our own. Number three, we don't want to be associated with people who the West deem as enemies. Now you see, I don't understand all this. Really, I don't. Because Nelson Mandela once said, your enemies are not my enemies. As far as I know, Muammar Gaddafi he didn't have any enemies in Africa. At least no one told him that to his face. You know, as far as I know. And yet secretly, I think there were people that actually hated him. I'm not talking about his own people that he was oppressing. I'm talking about other African leaders. That you go to the AU meetings and they're all smiling with him. And then behind his back, they're probably helping the West plot his death. You see, it's this kind of backstabbing between African brothers and sisters that really brings the continent to a screeching halt. You know, it prevents us from developing at an African pace. And rather, we get to develop at a pace that the colonizers, former masters, want us to progress at. It's because the divide and conquer tactic is still very much in place. And we're playing into that. We are playing into that. That whole narrative of you my brother's keeper doesn't apply in Africa. Really, it doesn't. I mean, look at Sudan, for example. They're going through the most. Congo has been at it for like 30, 50 years now. longest time. And African countries are doing nothing about it. Really nothing. It's like when they go there to help, they're actually going there to go and mine diamonds as well. You know what I mean? It's never goodwill. Even the AU, they just sitting back and doing absolutely garbage. I mean, the AU is a garbage organization. I mean, it's garbage because it's even funded by the EU. So how much more garbage can you get? I mean, Africa should just disband the AU. Honestly speaking, they should just disband the AU because the AU does absolutely jack. Foreign countries invade an African country, the AU does nothing. African countries fight other African countries, the AU does nothing. Countries have civil wars, AU does nothing. So what is the purpose? What is the function of the AU? Guys, this is just beyond belief. You know what I mean? It's just beyond belief. So, like I'm saying, guys, it's shocking, but yeah. So those are the pros of not getting involved in your brother's problems. You know what I mean? Because it saves you from his burdens. You know, you don't want to be associated with an enemy of the West. And obviously, you just don't want to be, you just want to be associated with something that's not your problem. It's sickening to think that as Africans, we wallow, we bask in the glory of our brother's misery. That's just sick, man. That is just sick. Next, we get into the cons. Of this hatred of one another as Africans. Let me know what you think about this topic, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holla. So, a negative of the hatred for your brothers in the continent, on the continent of Africa. One, let's put the cons, right? One, it allows outsiders to come in, take over, and disrupt what we are trying to build. Number two, it creates enemies between brothers, all because of the almighty dollar. I think money is at the center and is the root of the divisions being caused and being sown in Africa. Number three, it just creates the stereotype that Africans do not know what to do. Africans do not know how to run countries. Africans do not know how to run businesses, or Africans do not know anything. Guys, all the stuff that's happening in Africa will not be tolerated in Europe. The Europeans will not allow Africans to come into Europe and divide Europe. That will never happen. So if that will never happen in Europe, why are we allowing it to happen in Africa? Guys, are we that desperate for money? Are we that greedy for money that we are willing to sell out our own brothers and sisters all because of money? Guys, money is not everything. Although everything does cost money. But you have to remember one thing, guys. There is something bigger than money out there. If we look at the bigger picture, money cannot buy that bigger picture. And if we work as a collective, we can all get to that promised land. But if we work separately, individually, we will never get to that promised land. And one thing I must stress, guys, we need, as a human race, we need, as an African continent, we need to be unified more than divided, because we are the fastest growing continent, economy in the world. And this is only proven by the innovations of the new Gen Zs who are coming up with innovation projects, right? And it shows that our economies are growing at a rapid rate. So people, and don't forget, we have the youngest population in the world. That alone is a threat to the West. If we can harness all the positives we have on the African continent, Pool our resources together. I promise you, Africa will become the mighty giant that it's meant to be. And Africa will take its rightful place as the king, as the motherland, as the ultimate continent that it's meant to be. But the forces that be are preventing Africa from claiming its rightful place. And who's enabling them? Our own brothers and sisters. Guys, we need to stop the greed. We need to stop thinking individually, and we need to start thinking collectively. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we're family, right? Holla!